Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this special edition of the News Hour. Tonight on this edition, we are going to give you our opinion poll details. Yes, this is going to be the last opinion poll given the fact that on 28th of October, it is going to be the first phase of polling in Bihar, and after 6 p.m. on 26th of October, there cannot be any other opinion polls. So we thought we'll do this opinion poll to give you a sense within a day after the Prime Minister's big rallies in Bihar on what the mood for Bihar really looks like and what are the seat projections. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has hit the campaign trail in Bihar, and the BJP is hoping that this will ensure that there are no late surprises from the opponents. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar, who is fighting for the fourth term in office, has seen some anti-incumbency showing up, and he is looking to ride on Modi's personal connect and charisma with the voters. The opposition, on the other hand, is facing a crisis with Congress under Rahul Gandhi being absolutely indifferent with the voters. Not really looking at them seriously, and the Congress becoming a bit of a liability for Lalu and Sons. The party is definitely making some recovery, but unfortunately, it is not getting adequate support from its allies. That is Tejasvi Yadav, in the absence of his father Lalu Prasad Yadav, not getting the kind of support that the Congress, erstwhile Congress, would have had. That's what the Times Now Sea Voter opinion poll suggests. So without wasting any time, ladies and gentlemen, let me start with the methodology of our polls, which have been conducted by Sea Voter. And let me get on the screen Yashwant Deshmukh. He, of course, runs these polls every other week. And on a monthly basis for the last 12 months, he's been carrying out this tracker. And Yashwant Deshmukh, explain the methodology to our viewers on what they should be looking for, what is our sample size, and what's the kind of error that we could be subjected to between the opinion poll and the actual polling.
Well, Navika, the thing is that our polls are not one-off phenomena. It is not one opinion poll. It is done as a daily tracker. Every day we talk to roughly between 1,000 to 2,000 voters in Bihar. And the cumulative sample size of this month that we are talking in October alone is 30,000 plus. So it's a quite reasonably big sample size, number one. Number two, we do not do pick and choosing of constituency per se. We spread it out as much as possible. So basically, our poll covers all 243 assembly segments of Bihar. It is as decentralized and widespread as it possibly can be. And it covers all the demographics, and all the numbers are properly weighted as per the latest census profile, so that the data is reflective of the actual demographic profile of Bihar. So having said that, there is always a margin of error as far as any statistical exercise is concerned. In this particular case, our margin of error is plus or minus 3% as far as the state level projections or state level findings are concerned, and it is plus minus 5% as far as the regional level findings are concerned.
Well, viewers, Yashwant Deshmukh has explained to you the methodology. So let's take deep dive into the numbers that have been thrown up, and let's go region by region. And we've divided Bihar into 5 regions: Anga, Bhojpur, Magad, Mithila, Simanchal and Tilhut. These are the 6 regions that we have divided Bihar into. Let's look at the first region, which is Anga. And in Anga, the NDA is throwing up about 14 seats, that is 11 up from its tally in 2015. 3 seats in 2015, now up to 14 seats. The UPA was 20 seats in 2015, down to 8 seats. And This is the Anga region where we are seeing significant gains for the NDA, where it's going up from 3 to 14, UPA coming down from 20 to 8, and others going up from 0 to 1. In this region, we are seeing 11 seats for the NDA. Let's go to the next region, and that's Bhojpur. Bhojpur, we are seeing about 11 was the NDA's tally in 2015. It's going up to 30. So major gains being made in Bhojpur. This is 19 seats are expected to go up in Bhojpur, and that's the way it's looking. NDA gaining all the way. I want to ask you, Yashwant Deshmukh, what's so significant between Anga and Bhojpur as far as the constituency profiles are concerned, and the fact that, politically, if you look at this region of Bihar, what is so significant that the NDA is making so much gains here?
Well, to start with, it is pretty much the part, outside what you call as the Mithilanchal, which is the remaining. There are various ways of looking at regions in Bihar. We find geographic region, linguistic regions, or political regions. This is the core of Bihar in that way, and much of the political fight is quite balanced, considering the different caste combinations, as we call it, the MY combination, plus the Congress votes of the UPA or the Mahagathbandhan, if you may like, and the non-Yadav OBC plus the upper caste combination of the NDA. This is, in terms of demographics, it is pretty much balanced as far as the vote share in this particular region is concerned. So it is very much likely that the fiercest and the most intense fight you are going to see on the seat-by-seat basis in this particular these two particular regions, and they have a quite a significant number of urban clusters as well, and we have seen significant anti-incumbency sentiment. However, having said that, these are also the areas where BJP candidates have had the tendency of winning their assembly segment by huge margins, and thus making the vote share at the region or the state level skewed up, the way we have seen in Haryana or Gujarat earlier, that BJP has a tendency of winning some strongholds by really huge margins, so their overall regional or state vote share goes up. But outside the urban clusters, this is where the problems start coming by, with the BJP or the NDA losing significant number of seats with smaller margins. This we have seen in Haryana, in Gujarat, and I will not be surprised if they have this kind of issue now in Bihar also. That we will see how the numbers throw up during the exit poll and on the counting day.
But with the last 6 years, the Modi government at the center and in states really building to work the rural base, the small town base, because the way its policies have been designed and tailored, they seem to be attracting and trying to build that gap between the urban popularity of the BJP and the rural, also bridging the gap between the middle classes and the lower income groups. That's what the entire Modinomics has been all about over the last 6 years. And is this going to pay dividends in Bihar? We'll wait and watch. Let's bring up the other two regions, Magad and Mithila. Magad, we can see in Magad, the BJP is gaining again here, and it is gaining by about another 19 seats, going up from 13 to 32. That's the NDA. The UPA is going down from 38 to 20. Others also coming down by 1. So the loss of the others is the gain of the NDA as far as Magad is concerned. Those numbers are on your screens, and these are seat share comparisons. Let's also pull up Mithila, which is an important region where Maithili is the promise that is being made by the Congress party, that it will be made as the language, official language of Bihar. Here again, significant gains that we are seeing for the NDA. 22 seats up from 5 in 2015 and 27 now in 2020. And likewise for the UPA, it's a significant fall. It's 24 down from 38 to 14. Others gained 2 seats as well. So significant gains for the BJP coming in from Mithila as well as Magad areas. Just two more regions left. So let me pull those out before I introduce our political panel and our analysts this evening. Simanchal is the next area. And here again, the NDA is gaining from 6 to 13 it's going. So 13 is what it is expecting from this region, right towards the eastern side of Bihar. Northeastern side of Bihar is about 13 seats that BJP plus JDU are expecting to get, up from 6 last time. UPA coming down by 7 seats from 17 to 10. And of course, the last region coming up on your screens, Tirhut. And in Tirhut, you see a similar performance. NDA gaining 11 seats, up from 20 seats in 2015 to 31 seats in 2020. In UPA, 26 to 16, 10 seats lost, and one going from the others tally also into the NDA. So everywhere it is the NDA that is making the gains. How do our analysts and political panelists look at this? Let me introduce the panel tonight. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, author; Shehzad Poonawala, lawyer; Sabha Naqvi, senior journalist; Sanjay Jha, senior journalist; Dr. Sambit Patra, national spokesperson of the BJP; Dr. Ajay Alok, leader of the JDU; Sarika Biswas, spokesperson of the RJD; and Dr. Ajay Kumar, national spokesperson of the LJP. My first question goes to Dr. Anand Ranganathan. And Dr. Anand Ranganathan, I want to ask you, is this arithmetic that we are seeing, or is this the chemistry? Because remember, in 2015, the JDU and the BJP fought separately. So, you know, the NDA, which is just an arithmetic addition of what the JDU won then and what the BJP won then, is what we have taken. And today, there is not just arithmetic of them coming together. Is there also going to be a chemistry? Is that why we are seeing these significant gains?
Yeah, good evening, Navika. No, I think Yashwant has told you all about the arithmetic, but I think you're right. It is more to do with the chemistry. And you talked the Bhojpur analysis was very prescient. Also was prescient was what you talked about, the rural-urban chasm, and how BJP might be more important as far as the seats are concerned in the urban sector. I think in the last 6 years, what Modi has done is actually bridge that gap, as you rightly put it. And, you know, wherever there is dissatisfaction with Nitish in Bihar, there seems to be satisfaction with Modi. So let us look at how the central schemes have benefited Bihar. I'll just give you 3 or 4 examples, and I think that would make the whole scenario much clearer, and then Yashwant can obviously comment on that. So 25 million Jan Dhan accounts have been opened, covering almost all Bihar households. 6 years ago, only 2% Bihar households had water connection. Today it is 70%. Let's take Ujjwala scheme, Navika. 9 million Bihar households are recipients of gas cylinders under the central scheme. During COVID, money was transferred directly to their Jan Dhan accounts for buying more gas cylinders. There are 6 million Biharis who are beneficiaries of the PM Kisan scheme. They are already getting 6,000 rupees and subsidized electricity. 5 years ago, only 60% of Bihar households had electricity. Today it is 100%. Per capita electricity consumption has doubled in the last 6 years. Power availability has increased from 8 hours to 20 hours in rural areas, not just urban, rural areas. Only 25.9% of rural households in Bihar had toilets back in 2014. Today, the coverage is 100%. Bihar alone built 11 million toilets in the last 5 years. A recent peer-reviewed international study showed that the toilet scheme of Narendra Modi resulted in annual benefits of more than 53,000 rupees per rural household. On roads, from independence till 2014, Bihar had 4,000 kilometers of national highways. They has been doubled in the last 6 years to 8,000 kilometers. 6 million Ayushman Bharat e-cards have been issued. But the problem is the prospective beneficiaries are 55 million. 2 lakh admissions have been paid till now. Health remains a huge obstacle, whatever you may say. So there has been progress that has been made. But the fact remains that on, let's say, Niti Aayog Sustainable Development Goals Composite Index, which I'll come to in detail later, Bihar still remains the bottom year on year. So while this chasm has been bridged, there is still miles to go. But wherever Nitish is, people are dissatisfied with Nitish. They seem to be satisfied with Modi, and hence the chemistry more than the arithmetic.
Well, Sabah Naqvi, you're a senior journalist and you've been talking to your sources on the ground. How do you see this? Do you agree with Dr. Anand Ranganathan, who says wherever Nitish is facing anti-incumbency, Modi charisma, Modi magic will make up for it? Do you agree with that? Or do you, do you think that, what we are seeing in terms of the 2015 numbers don't give us the actual picture because we are not comparing likes with likes?
I'm getting from the ground in Bihar, a couple of things are going to show up. One, Tejasvi Yadav is going to do much better than we all anticipated. He's picking up momentum, that campaign is going to do well. Secondly, Nitish may do so badly that what is left of the JDU may absorb into the BJP. This is also a formula being spoken about, right? BJP is not doing badly at all. It's actually at this point, but Tejasvi is doing surprisingly well. These are from journalist friends who are on the ground, who are reliable, who have had experience of covering Bihar. This is the feedback that I'm getting. So the anger is becoming about Sushil Modi also. It's not just Nitish. It's becoming Sushil Modi also in some areas. So it's become very, very complicated. This young man, Chirag Paswan, is damaging both Nitish and the RJD a little bit in some seats, because he's also new. He's also drawing a certain amount of crowd. But the biggest crowds by far, unexpectedly so, because people thought he started off like he didn't have it, is going to be Tejasvi Yadav would have arrived. I'm not saying he's winning the election, but as a politician, he would have arrived. What will happen to Nitish Kumar would really depend on the numbers, because he is almost in his word. He is now prostrating and begging Narendra Modi. If you look at the politics and the dynamics, and all the Bihari journalists are watching this very carefully, it is only at the mercy of Narendra Modi that he will survive or not. That's how it's a very complicated game right now.
Sabah Naqvi is not known to mince words, and she hasn't minced any words today. So let's pull up the seat share overall. Let's look at the NDA. The NDA, which was 58 in 2015, now looks to be in the region of 135 to 159. We are taking the mean number 147. UPA, which was 178 in 2015, is going to be between about 77 to 98. So we are taking the mean number at 87. Others, which was 7 in 2015, are going to be between 5 and 13. We are taking 9 as the mean number. So those are the projections that we are putting out for you. The NDA, 147 mean number. UPA, about 87. And others, about 9. That shows that the tracker numbers seem to be coming down. Last time, when we did our opinion poll, Yashwant Deshmukh, if you'll hold out, it was around 160 that we were looking at. Now it's down to 147. So what Sabah Naqvi says is that the mood on the ground, is shifting a bit against the anti-incumbency of Nitish Kumar's government and possibly giving a chance to Tejasvi Yadav?
The tracker has been telling this and pointing this out precisely, day by day. And actually what Sabah has said, that also has some merit in it. And what Anand has said, you see, nothing that our panelists have said so far is actually contradicting any of each other or any of the points so far. Everybody is telling some or the other shade of the truth right now. This is what the situation is. Yes, Tejasvi Yadav has gained traction. The crowds are indicator of that. And yes, the issue of unemployment is hitting hard. But when Anand says on the facts that have changed on the ground, and with Prime Minister Modi starting his campaign today, this is where everything now depends on, because it is going to be only and only the campaign of PM Modi which is going to repair all the dents that have been there against the NDA with his personal charisma. One thing which Anand might be remembering in the last tracker program which I mentioned, that the memory of Jungle Raj or the campaign on the Jungle Raj has its limitation, because today, in today's Bihar, every fifth voter was either not born in Jungle Raj or was just a toddler. They don't have a memory of what the Lalu Yadav rule was. So they don't carry that comparison with them. What has improved? This is probably why, Navika, in today's, in the first rallies, in the few first rallies of Bihar, Prime Minister had to say this to the young voters of Bihar. He said that you might not remember what Bihar was like, but please do talk to your elders and understand where Bihar is today. And that's where I guess the Prime Minister has
So let
very
me get
clearly
in Dr. Ajay Alok and Dr. Sambit Patra. And Dr. Ajay Alok, let me ask you this question straight off the bat. Is Nitish Kumar looking defensive? Is Nitish Kumar today dependent on Modi much more than he ever was? 2015, he wasn't with Modi. In 2013, he walked away. But by 2020, he seems to be more dependent on the Modi charisma than his own image in Bihar and his party's strength at the cadre level. Are all of these statements that have been made by various panelists ringing true today?
Well, Navika, let me start that with all due respect to the opinion poll and the amount of effort put into it, I'm not at all a believer in opinion polls. But since you are just, all the opinion polls are making the combination going towards the winning side, I will rather say that it's a very less number. Come 10th, when the momentum gains that has been gaining for the last 1 week, and with Prime Minister's entry today, it's again Nitish plus Narendra Modi is 1 plus 1 is not equal to 2, but it's 1 plus 1 is equal to 11. And the similar results of Lok Sabha you will see. Now, see, as far as the matter of dependence is concerned, that Nitish gaining more on, depending more on Modi and Modi, not on Nitish charisma itself, this I have been hearing since 2005 onwards. 2005, we heard the same slogan. 2010, again, we were more dependent on BJP. 14, we fought alone. We secured 2 seats. RJD secured 4 seats. BJP was on a wave. The similar thing happened in 15. We fought against BJP. Everyone was writing us off, all the surveys. But we came again. In 19, NDA got together in the original strength, and we just swept. It's not a matter of dependence. Bihar is seeing what Nitish Kumar has done in the last 15 years. Like you all say, like even somebody who was not born in the British era like me, or for that matter, Sabha. Well, the parents always teaches us what was British Raj, how we were treated. The similar story goes on in Bihar. Sanjay is my friend. He's also from Bihar. He lives in Mumbai. But he still tells his children that what Lalu Raj was all about, though he was associated with UPA. So some memories cannot be faded, you know.
All right, maybe some memories can't be faded, but only to be voted back to power because the Jungle Raj was a bad memory doesn't speak of a positive vote. You know, Dr. Ajay Alok, you'll agree to that. But let me look at the vote shares. And I want to pull out the vote shares. The NDA vote share in 2015 was 32.3%, going up to 43%. So vote share really going up by about 11%. UPA vote share following by about 12%. Others also gaining 1.2%. That's the vote share tally that we can see, but it is the individual vote share where the story seems to be lying. And that's where I want to get in Dr. Sambit Patra. The individual party vote share, BJP 25% in 2015 and coming down to 21.6%, even though you seem to be gaining seats. It is, we'll come to the strike rate figures in just a bit, but your vote share is declining. The JDU is actually increasing its vote share from 17.3 to 18.3. NDA allies also increasing their vote share. The Congress, of course, from 6.8 down to 6. RJD going up from 18.8 to 24.1. So RJD showing a massive improvement in their vote share. Left allies also improving from 3.6 to 4.3%. LJP down from 5 to 3.8%, others also down. So Dr. Patra, I want to ask you, the BJP is actually showing a decline in vote share and the JDU is gaining. So who's dependent on whom? Is the BJP dependent on JDU or is the JDU dependent on the BJP?
See, Navika, as far as this question on dependency is concerned, we all have to depend on each other in a coalition. That's why it's called as a coalition. Otherwise, we would have been opposition parties. That we are fighting together means we are symbiotic to each other. We gain something from JDU and JDU gains something from us. And from both of us, Bihar and Bihar's people gain. That is why we exist together.
Are you sure?
Number one.
Are
Number
you sure
two,
there's no plan B ready for post-election scenario?
Yeah. No. In fact, as far as this plan A, B, C, D conspiracy is concerned, that has been debunked right from the very beginning. If you would remember, there were press conferences held by the Bharatiya Janata Party saying that these four parties, the BJP, the JDU, VIP and HUM parties, we are the alliance. We are the partners who are fighting it together. There is no plan B, C or D. So these conspiracy theories are not to be bought. But coming to your larger question of vote share, I remember the last time when we lost the election in 2015, we were not fighting together. The only saving grace for us was that, well, we were the party with the highest vote share. Yashwant may correct me if I am wrong, but we had despite the fact that we got 53 seats, that we had the highest vote share of all the other four parties against whom we were in fact fighting. The best news today is that the vote share has been evenly distributed throughout the state, the 5 regions of Bihar that you have projected, in such a way that the seat share, the conversion of the vote share into seat share is in our favor. And that's what ultimately counts in politics. Jo jeeta wahi Sikandar. And that's why I would say that we are the ones, the vote share and its conversion into seats is in our favor. And I have attended 2 opinion polls recently, one of you and the others, and mostly both of them are concurring, pointing towards the fact that before Modi ji hit the ground, such is the stand. And I can vouch today and say that now that Modi ji has hit the ground, just increase about 7 to 8 to 10% to whatever vote share you had given to Bharatiya Janata Party and to the NDA coalition, you would see that the performance this time, as Mr. Amit Shah, as Mr. Jagat Prakash Nadda had already pointed out, that it would be a 2/3 hands down victory.
Sarika Biswas, spokesperson of the RJD, let me get you in. Sarika Biswas, I want to ask you, Tejasvi Yadav is drawing huge crowds and it has been commented upon. Even Sabha Naqvi here pointed out that this could be the political coming of Tejasvi Yadav, coming out of the shadow of his father Lalu Prasad Yadav. But with the Prime Minister's rallies beginning, on Friday, do you think this is going to take up the vote percentage of the NDA up by 8 to 10%, as Dr. Sambit Patra points out? Or do you think Tejasvi Yadav is going to hold out? Because you're not getting any help from Rahul Gandhi's Congress party. If the crowds are coming for Tejasvi Yadav. Do you think your alliance partner is weak? Do you think Tejasvi Yadav alone can fight the juggernaut of Nitish Kumar and Prime Minister Modi?
नाविका, जैसा आपने कहा कि तेजस्वी यादव अकेले फाइट कर रहे, वो दिख भी रहा है। आपने देखा होगा कि ग्राउंड पे तेजस्वी यादव महागठबंधन के एक इकलौते चेहरे हैं और लगातार वो जितनी भी रैलियां वो कर रहे हैं वो अकेले ही कर रहे हैं, अपने बल पे कर रहे हैं। अगर हम एनडीए की बात करें तो आपने देखा होगा कि अभी लगातार, अगर पहले तो नड्डा जी उतरे, फिर योगी जी उतरे, अभी हमारे प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी भी उतर गए हैं, नीतीश जी तो है ही है यहाँ पे ऑलरेडी। तो आपने देखा होगा बहुत सारी ताकतें, बहुत सारे फेजेस जो हैं एनडीए की, वो बिल्कुल अपनी पूरी जो ताकत है ना वो उन्होंने लगा दिया है इस इलेक्शन में।
राहुल गांधी की कोई ताकत नहीं है तो आप एडमिट कर रही है कि राहुल गांधी की कोई ताकत नहीं है बिहार में?
नहीं, मैं अभी सिर्फ और सिर्फ तेजस्वी यादव जी की बात कर रही हूं। अगर राहुल गांधी की बात करनी होगी तो हम बात करेंगे बाद में, लेकिन मैं अभी एज अ रिप्रेजेंटेटिव ऑफ द आरजेडी स्पोक पर्सन मैं बात कर रही हूं सिर्फ और सिर्फ तेजस्वी यादव जी की, और मैं उनकी ही ताकत के बारे में भी बताना चाहूंगी। आपने देखा होगा अभी जितनी भी सभाएं तेजस्वी यादव जी ने की है, जो क्राउड वहां जमा हो रहा है, वो तेजस्वी यादव जी में बिलीव जो लोग करते हैं वो क्राउड वो है, जो सत्ता परिवर्तन चाहते हैं वो क्राउड वो है वहां पे, जो वाकई में जो पिछले 15 साल बनाम जो ये लोग अभी भी जी रहे हैं पिछले 15 साल बनाम 15 सालों में, तो लोग आज हमारे बिहार के जो लोग हैं ना वो बिलीव नहीं कर रहे हैं। ये 15 साल की गवर्नमेंट जो हमारे माननीय मुख्यमंत्री नीतीश कुमार जी की रही है उसमें वो बिलीव नहीं कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि जिन वादों और जिन मुद्दाओं के साथ नीतीश कुमार जी पिछले 15 साल से सत्ता में हैं उन्होंने एक भी वादों को पूरा नहीं किया है, तो उसमें अब बिलीव रह नहीं गया है लोगों को। इसलिए जो आपने देखी होगी जो भीड़ सभाओं में जो तेजस्वी यादव जी के साथ आ रही है वो
शहजाद पूनावाला, सारिका जी क्या कहना चाह रही हैं? वो कह रही हैं कि 15 साल जो जंगल राज था वो एडमिट कर रही है कि हाँ था, अब 15 साल में फिर भी कुछ नहीं हुआ, और आज भी तेजस्वी यादव इज अ बिगर फेस, अ बिगर ड्रॉ देन राहुल गांधी एवर हैज बीन। इज शी सेइंग ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स?
नाविका, क्योंकि चर्चा बिहार की है तो मैं हिंदी में ही बोलूंगा, और सारिका की एक बात सुनकर आपको आश्चर्यचकित महसूस हुआ होगा कि सारिका ने या आजकल आरजेडी के प्रवक्ताओं ने लालू यादव का नाम लेना ही बंद कर दिया है। वो लालू यादव जिसे सामाजिक न्याय का भीष्म पितामह कहते थे, वो लोग पोस्टर में भी और अपने वक्तव्य में भी सिर्फ तेजस्वी 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 का चेहरा बड़ा हो रहा है, माता पिता का 15 साल का चेहरा छोटा होता जा रहा है। मेरे भाई यशवंत की बात बिल्कुल सही है कि बिहार का वोटर आमतौर पर अगर औसत एज देखी जाए तो वो बहुत यंग है, 50% वोटर्स आर लेस देन 25, आई बिलीव दैट इज द स्टैटिस्टिक। पर लालू की कन्विक्शन 2018-17 में हुई थी, तो वो लालू पोस्टर बॉय ऑफ करप्शन एंड नेपोटिज्म है, ये हर बिहारी में इनग्रेन्ड है, चाहे उसकी उम्र जितनी भी हो। और मोदी जो है, देखिए अक्सर हम क्या समझते हैं कि मोदी इज द पोस्टर बॉय ऑफ नेशनलिज्म, अर्बन, मिडिल क्लास, भाजपा का एक अपर कास्ट वोटर। New Modi is not the poster boy of all this. New Modi is the new poster boy of socialism. Modi is the poster boy of the Garib. Modi is the poster boy of the OBC. You have to understand after UP elections, Modi का जो चेहरा और इमेज है वो हिंदी हार्टलैंड में बदल चुका है। तीसरा पॉइंट, ये पहला चुनाव होगा जहां पर टीना फैक्टर नहीं होगा, टीबा फैक्टर होगा। What is टीबा? There is a bad alternative. मतलब देर इज नॉट ऑल्टरनेटिव नहीं, देर इज अ बैड ऑल्टरनेटिव। तो पीपल विल डिसाइड। ये एक तरफ नीतीश और मोदी है, चलिए नीतीश से कुछ नाराजगी है, पर दूसरी तरफ कौन है? लालू, जो झारखंड से सरकार चलाएंगे वाया तेजस्वी एंड तेज प्रताप एंड दिस कांग्रेस पार्टी, जिसका कोई मुख्यमंत्री का कोई प्रत्याशी ही नहीं है। ना बाबा ना, देर इज अ बैड ऑल्टरनेटिव दैट इज तेज प्रताप, एंड हेंस हम जो है मोदी पर विश्वास करते हुए नीतीश को वोट दे देंगे। दिस इज हैपनिंग इन।
Well, let me get in Dr. Sanjay Jha, and Dr. Sanjay Jha, let me pull out the strike rates. BJP contesting on 110 seats has a strike rate of 77, which is 70%. JDU contesting on 115 seats, 63 is its leads, a strike rate of almost 55%. NDA allies have a strike rate of about 39%. Congress has a 23% strike rate. RJD has a 41.7% strike rate, and left have a 37.9% strike rate. On every index, the Congress is now the tail ender. Like Maharashtra, where they are at the mercy of the NCP and the Shiv Sena. In Bihar, they will be at the mercy of Tejaswi Yadav, not even his father Lalu Prasad Yadav, who was a quintessential politician of the socialist era. So I want to ask you, what is the Congress's astitva?
Navika, let me make a couple of pertinent points that some panelists have frankly missed out. Number one, I think it's about time we totally ignore this Jungle Raj debate, because that was 15 years ago. And let me give you the factual data as it stands based on official NCRB figures. Today in Bihar, you have a doubling of crime between 2010 to 2020, when we all know that Mr. Nitish Kumar has been a chief minister. In violent crime, Bihar ranks number 2. These are irrefutable. So let us not even indulge in this tuto meme here. Jungle Raj continues to be a chronic problem for the state of Bihar. Yes, it did exist before. It continues to be aggravated as we talk. Now, there's a very interesting figure that you actually put out, Navika, in the vote shares. You look at JDU, and that will give you a telling statement on where the Bihar verdict might be remarkably different on November 10th. JDU fought a much fewer number of seats, because in 2015 the UPA included the JDU. Don't ignore that. JDU and RJD and Congress were part of the Mahagathbandhan. Today you have the JDU having the equal number of seats like the BJP, but its vote share has gone up only marginal. Now in the contest in Bihar, Navika, is the RJD and JDU that are actually going head to head in probably the majority of the seats. And there the RJDU will have a distinct advantage because Mr. Nitish Kumar is not popular at all. He's facing a massive anti-incumbency. As I'm telling you this as a Bihari, India is an emotional country. Biharis are hypersensitive. And with due respect to my friend Ajay, he and I were battling on the same side in 2015. But people do see Mr. Nitish Kumar as a backstabber. And this is something that a lot of people in Bihar are not going to forget in a hurry. So let me finish, Saja, let me finish. Kindly let me finish. Kindly let me finish. Kindly let me finish.
Shehzad is rebutting your numbers, Sanjay Jha. 1 minute. Shehzad, what are you rebutting? Are you rebutting the fact?
Let me finish it. Let me finish it.
Yeah, Sanjay's NCRB data is meaningless. It only shows that people today have the confidence to report more cases, which they didn't have during Lalu's golden era. And by the way, Sanjay, how many politicians today are getting convicted for not stealing people's ration, but also Gai Ka Chara? So please, let us take a holistic view on the law and order. There is absolutely little to no corruption charges in the Nitish government.
Well, let me also come in and talk about the seats that are hanging in balance. NDA 31 seats are hanging in balance where the margin is less than 3%. UPA 20 seats are hanging in balance, others 6. So about 57 seats are hanging in balance. Before I get in Yashwant Deshmukh to explain that, I want to get in Dr. Ajay Kumar, spokesperson of the LJP. And Dr. Ajay Kumar, I want to ask you, Chirag Paswan has been criticizing Nitish Kumar ji all through the campaign, but been praising Modi and virtually fueling the fire of a plan B. Is there a plan B, or is it a bluff based on which Chirag Paswan is playing this particular game?
No, see, let me come very honest and candid way. There is only one plan, and that plan is that Nitish Kumar must go, because his tenure was full of corruption, was full of dividing people on the caste line. And now you see even BJP has started ditching Nitish Kumar. See how when Tejasvi brought the employment issue to the fore and Nitish mocked at Tejasvi, asking paise kahan se aayenge? Jail se aayenge? The very next day, BJP countered the campaign of Tejasvi and said, we are going to create 20 lakhs employment. So this is in quite contrast to the approach of Nitish Kumar and the approach of the alliance partner, that is BJP. Second thing, not only there, Nitish Kumar again mocked and said Bihar is countering you. He has no knowledge of Bihar history. No, let me complete. This is not the way. When he was speaking, I was listening to him. Let him have some patience. Let him have some patience. Let me complete my point.
Okay,
then he can counter and he can give his speech. Anyhow, the days are numbered. I can understand he is in hurry. I can understand he has to be in hurry and work very hard to save the face of the Nitish Kumar. So let me complete my point. BJP, yes. So BJP, Nitish Kumar says Bihar is a landlocked country. And BJP promises we are going to create a heaven out of Bihar when it comes to industrialization, going to create an IT hub, an agriculture hub. Again, quite contradiction. And this was the contradiction we were pointing out, being the NDA alliance partner for last 3 years, and saying that maybe your intentions are right. You have got lofty dreams for Bihar, but the man who is at the ground is not the right man to execute that plan. And that's why we walked out. And now tell me one thing, same Nitish Kumar, who is again and again counting his performance, he contested in 205 on 100 seats. And now what is good? And I am rejecting this entire opinion poll. It is quite contradictory.
All right,
You
Dr. Ajay Alok,
saying that
Dr.
Nitish
Ajay
Kumar
Alok,
popularity is
Dr.
down.
Ajay Alok.
Let me complete.
No, no.
You are saying
Sir,
भाषण हो गया.
just a minute.
हाँ,
Navika, you are saying his popularity is down and his vote share is increasing.
Okay, all right,
How
you
it is
made that
possible?
point. Dr.
Ask
Ajay Alok,
Sambhi.
Dr. Ajay
You are
Alok,
saying
I'm running out of time.
popularity is
Dr.
down.
Ajay Alok.
Vote share of JDU is increasing. It's baffling. It's baffling, totally baffling.
कि एनसीआरबी का डेटा को ही कोट करना है तो 2018 के एनसीआरबी को डेटा को उठा के देख लीजिए. बिहार इज ऑन 23rd पोजीशन एज फार एज क्राइम गोज. दूसरी बात संजय जी, आप भी जानते हैं पॉलिटिक्स इज ऑल अबाउट परसेप्शन. आप रात को आते हैं मुंबई से, 9 बजे लैंड करते हैं, रात में टैक्सी लेते हैं, चले जाते हैं दरभंगा आराम से, आपको कोई डर नहीं लगता है. व्हाई? इट्स अबाउट परसेप्शन. यू कुडंट हैव डन दिस इन 2003, 2004, एंड दिस इज ऑल अबाउट पॉलिटिक्स माय डियर फ्रेंड. द परसेप्शन, द वेरी परसेप्शन इन द पीपल्स माइंड कि आप सेफ हो, ये बहुत बड़ी चीज है. कोई भी तरक्की, कोई भी विकास का रास्ता तभी खुलता है जब आप सेफ रहोगे. हमारे एलजेपी के भाई बोल रहे थे पता नहीं क्या क्या कि एम्प्लॉयमेंट. भाई साहब, आप आरजेडी की तरह बात मत कीजिए, अभी आप उनके साथ नहीं गए ऑफिशियली. देयर इज अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन जॉब एंड एम्प्लॉयमेंट. तेजस्वी ने वादा किया है 10 लाख नौकरी देने का, हम बीजेपी ने वादा किया है 19 लाख रोजगार देने का. दोनों में बहुत अंतर है.
Well. Yes, politics and elections are the art of perception. And as far as perception is concerned, can anybody doubt that Nitish Kumar, Sushashan Babu plus Narendra Modi, the hero of the country, the man who brings the magic with him, not just in 2014 where he made the first majority government in 3 decades in New Delhi in the Lok Sabha, repeated that feat even better in 2019. Can anybody take away the advantage that these two gentlemen have versus the alliance on the other side? Tejaswi Yadav, who has the legacy of Lalu Prasad Yadav and his conviction due to corruption in Chara Ghotala, and his own self being absolutely new to the game of politics. And of course, his alliance partner, Rahul Gandhi, where the party is floundering, drowning, waiting and searching for the last straw. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the opinion poll. Of course, it's going to be the final day when the final day on November 10th comes. But today what we can tell you on the basis of this opinion poll is Modi's BJP is set to take Nitish Kumar past the victory line. BJP gains help Nitish defeat his own anti-incumbency as he fights his 4th term in office. BJP strike rate takes NDA past the halfway mark. RJD pinning hopes on the 57 seats where the margins are very low. And the Congress, as usual, is the biggest liability for the Mahagathbandhan and Tejaswi Yadav. Well, that's where we let it stay. We'll take a look at the mood that swings or doesn't swing post the Modi rallies in Bihar, and we'll keep a track on that. But of course, it's going to be an interesting election, and don't forget to be with us through the polling and of course the final counting day on November 10th. Thank you very much to my panelists and to you viewers for joining me on this special edition of the News Hour Tonight. Good night.